What's happening, my people? It's Cat Sports again. Back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people that just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a channel or podcast or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Showtime the pass. Showtime the guy pass, excuse me. How are you today? Peace and blessings back to you, my brother. How's everything going out there in St. Louis, Missouri? Showtime the guy pass in the building. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT in the building with the pink hand. Salute. Mike Masick in the building. Salute to Mike Masick. Big time supporter there. Welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. This is the Thursday afternoon edition. We're once again pulling up to the weekend. How's everybody doing this Thursday afternoon? I'm doing great since I'm getting ready to spend another couple hours with my people. Talking this boxing. And we're down to the Super Bantamweight division today. That's what we're going to be discussing shortly. We had Pro Box last night too. I'm going to talk about that briefly. And by the way, happy leap year to everybody. You know this is leap year. 29 days this year. I actually know a guy that was born on leap year, went to school with him. He actually turned 16 today. Went to high school with him in the 70s, but yeah, he turned 16 today. But usually most people born on leap year will celebrate their birthday on the 28th, but realistically, the guy's he's only had 17. The 29th has only came 16 times since 1959. 16 years old today. Congratulations. But happy leap year to everybody. But we're in the Super Bantamweight division. Wilfredo Gomez, Eric Morales, Israel Vasquez, Kennedy McKinney, Jeff Finnick, Sergio O. Palmer, them kind of guys, man. That's who we're going to be talking about today later on. We had a pro box last night, too. Junior featherweight, super bantamweight, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, same thing. I heard it goes according to the sanctioning bodies have where they use it differently, depending on the sanctioning body. But I like to say junior. Jury Finks in the building. Salute Jury Finks. How are you today? Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the box historian. Not a historian, box historian. Now, like I said, if you want to know the difference, you have to ask Thomas Hill that, because he's the one who gave me the name. But I'm a box historian. But salute to Joy Face. Good to see you, my friend. You know, we're going on down through the weight divisions. A little history on each one, and then we profile 10 former fighters that campaigned there in their time. No current guys. They have their time. Right? Like I always tell everybody, if Cast Sports is still doing this 40 years from now, then Tank, Canelo, Devin, all those guys that get profiled after they retire. But these are for the old former guys. Yeah. Pro box last night. Saw 3 good fights. They all went the distance. Yeah. Judges, I don't understand judging sometimes. How can 2 judges watch the same fight and see it so differently? Aren't they supposed to be using the same criteria? Like I'll tell you in a minute when I go through my notes, but one fight was a split decision. No, yeah, split decision. One judge had it it was a majority decision. One judge had it a draw, right? 95-95. Then another judge only gives one of the guys 1 round. I mean, aren't they they're using the same criteria? How can they see the fight so different? One judge call it even, but another one only gives one of the guys 1 round. That's like totally different ends of the spectrum, man. So I just don't know about these judges or referees. You know, I just don't know. Explain that. I know people are differently going to see things different, but that different? You watching the same fight. Al Booger in the building. What's up, Al Booger? How are you today? I don't think you was in here yesterday, Al Booger. The contest is March 6th. The Cast Sports History Contest is next Wednesday, March 6th. 1 winner. Nice grand prize. A 2024 Dodge Ram truck. No, I'm just kidding. But it'll be something nice. Not that nice. Okay. Not that nice. But next Wednesday, March 6th. But everybody doing okay this Thursday afternoon? All the way up on another weekend. Week from now, we'll be getting ready for AJ and Nagano. And it will be here quick. I remember I was sitting here, and it was last Friday. And here we are again. So before you know it, we'll be watching AJ and Nagano. I got AJ, by the way. Who y'all got in that one? I just think, muscle memory and all that stuff make a difference. This guy better in contact sports, but he better in MMA. Okay. Fury just came in out of shape, poorly trained for that fight. That may be wrong, but I don't think it was as much as Nagano looking good as it was Fury looking bad, if you know what I mean. So Joshua's not coming at it like that. Okay. He ain't trying to let no guy with a record of 0-1 beat him. But it's boxing. And Nagano, they say he's a very good striker, when you're standing up in the MMA. He was very good at that part of it. So, hey. But I'm just glad we're getting it, And we'll see what happens. There's Remo. # JBT. Like I was telling everybody else, happy leap year. Today is February 29th. Comes every 4 years, you know. Anybody know anybody born on leap year? I went to school with a guy like he's 16 today. Mhm. But yeah, we're on the super bantamweight. Remo hashtag JBT hashtag Let's Talk Fashion in the building. Is AJ gonna play it too far and gonna get rocked? Oh, are you looking for the upset? Okay. Remo has the upset. Okay. Remo has Nagano in the upset. All right. That would be something. Hey, didn't he get a split decision against Fury? Yes, he won on one of the judges' cards, right? It's the heavyweight champion, so hey. Like Aunt McQueen was saying the other day, it's not that far-fetched, you know, at all. That's next Friday. That's from Saudi Arabia, too, yeah. Pretty good card all around, too. We got Zilly Zhang and Joe Parker. You know, Joe Parker is on a riding high from that Wilder win. But Zilly Zhang gonna bring him back down to earth. Okay, Joey Fink says definitely need to see how he looked. That's for true, Joey. That is for sure. Now AJ looked pretty good that the day of reckoning. You know, that last one out there in Saudi. That AJ, I don't think he had no big problem with Nagano. Who's he fighting over there in Saudi again? Oliver something. Oliver McCall, was it? I think that was his name. Something like that. But yeah, he looked pretty good. But Nagano is a big boy now. He got a chin on him. You know, he's used to taking them elbows and all kinds of stuff, kicks over there in MMA, so he's a tough guy. Just gonna go in there and put him down any kind of way. Ex-Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was on the mat and he had a look on his face like, what am I doing down here? This is this guy's debut fight in boxing. Fury had that deer in the headlights look when he was laying on that mat. That was priceless. He was shocked. You know? He was not expecting that, to taste the mat, not in that fight. Yeah. But one thing about it, they're giving us the fight, so, you know. I don't know how many people wanted AJ and Nagano. I wanted AJ and Wilder. You know, Wilder lost in Saudi Arabia, but the Saudi Arabians, I think they were saying they still wanted to put that fight together between AJ and Wilder. I think, but we didn't get it. We should have had that years ago, though. You know, years ago, back in the 20-teens. What do you say, like 18, 17? Way back there. When Wilder they both was champions, remember? Before the Pillsbury Doughboy beat, Joshua, we should have had that Wilder fight before all of that. But we didn't get it. But it's our sport. We love it. We got Ryan and Devin. Some good fights coming up. This weekend, 2 cards. The women down there in Florida. I think Raymond Ford is going for his first title. So yeah, boxing is looking up. Not as good as 2023, remember? Because I told you 2023 started with the face of boxing on the first card. Only way 2024 would have beat that would have had him on their first card. We don't have an announcement yet. Everybody got all excited last week. Tank and Frank Martin, and then I don't know. They still have not been an official announcement. All I know is I heard Tank's coaches, you know, threw water on that fire a little bit. So What's up, Showtime? The guy Pass. Salute to you, bro. What's going on out there in St. Louis, Missouri? Welcome to Showtime. The guy Pass. But he was the first one in here anyway. Just speaking again, that's all. I like to get the show started about 2:30, about 5 more minutes. Give a few more people time to get in. We're gonna talk about Pro Box first, real briefly. Let's see what happened. Yeah, but it was three decent fights. From the it's always at the White Sands Event Center in Plant City, Florida. I never knew where Plant City was till yesterday. Ed told me it was in Central Florida, in the Tampa Bay area, somewhere around in there. Plant City. Pro Box. If I lived down there, it's every other week. I would be at every Pro Box. You can get tickets for ringside. I think it was like $50 or something. Right down there, close to the ring. You can't beat that. So those fights last night on Pro Box, $50 to see them. I'd be there every time. If I was in like a 52-hour drive of Plant City, I'd be there for every Pro Box. Oh, you saw the last two, Joy? Okay. Yeah, that was Justin Paldo, Miguel Maduno, and then Najee Lopez and Marcos Escudero. Those were both okay. Yeah, the Lopez fight was the one where I just don't understand these judges, man. How can two judges see the same fight so differently? One judge had it a draw. One judge gives Escudero 1 round. But they're watching the same fight. And aren't they supposed to be using the same criteria? That's crazy. I can see if a draw won like 96-9, even 3 rounds, but he gave the guy 1 round when the other one saw him fighting to an even draw. The other one saw him almost get washed. Basically, right? 1 round. I just don't get it. That's kind of crazy to me. Yeah, wasn't it Jory Banks? He was bucking. The man definitely won more than 1 round. Yeah. That was crazy. That was good and crazy. But now we got Pro Boxes every couple weeks. The next one is will be in March. Yeah, in March. Everybody get ready for the contest next week. Meanwhile, you wasn't here. The prize will be a 2024 Dodge Ram truck. No, it's not. That's just a joke. Yeah. I would give myself that. But yeah, let's get ready to. We're gonna talk about Pro Box first, right? 3 fights on I think it was some other fights, but we don't normally ever see them. But 3 good fights from White Sands Event Center, Plant City, Florida. Drop the music down a notch. How's everybody this afternoon, though? Ready for another weekend already? One just ended, and one's just starting. Like 2 hours apart, seems like. It's crazy. Starting another month tomorrow, right? Yeah. 3rd month of the year already. But anyway, we had it was just 3 fights. I'll just go over what happened, tell you what happened, that's all. The main event was Justin Paldo versus Miguel Maduno. Maduno won a hard-fought 10-round split decision. 95, 94, 97, 92 for Meduno, and then one judge gave it to Paulo by 95, 94. Okay. I would say the 95, 94s was about right. 97, 92. I don't know about that. But yeah, I agreed that Meduno did deserve to win. He was more aggressive. It was a slugfest at times, but Meduno was a little more aggressive. He prevailed. Now, Meduno had a point deducted in the 5th round for hit behind the head. You got to be careful in a close fight like that, with that kind of stuff. Hey, that one card, he only won by 1 point, and little 1 point swing, it goes to Paul. They got another point deducted or something, or at least a draw. So you got to be careful. Now, Meduno goes to 31-2. Still got that nice knockout rate, 28, right around close to 90%. Paul, though, that was his second loss. He gets 17 wins, 8 knockouts. Then we had Najee Lopez versus Marcos Escudero. Now that was the one where the judges had me baffled, man. Yeah, he did jewelry. Kept turning, yeah. And the next fight, did you think Meduno deserved it though, jewelry? See, Meduno got the real close. It was a slugfest in there at times too. A good fight. It was a good fight though. Now Najee Lopez got the decision, hard-earned majority decision over Escudero. This is the one that had me baffled. One judge had it a draw. Okay. One judge had it 97-93. Then the third judge only gives Escudero 1 round. That was crazy. I had it as a good close fight. I don't know how. What this judge was looking at. I think about 96-94, something like that. 6 rounds to 4 was about right. Yeah. Or a draw. Wouldn't have been mad. But 1 round, 99-91? Come on, man. What was you looking at? It was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, they knew it. Yeah. He let Meduno outwork him, jewelry. Yeah. Yeah. But he'll be back. That was only his second loss, I think. Paul, though. Yeah. I think he's 27. He'll be back. Yeah. I think he's 27. Yeah, but that second fight was a trip, though. But Lopez got the majority decision. Yeah. It was in the light heavyweight division, too. Paul and Meduno, by the way, they were in the lightweight. Najee Lopez and Escudero was at light heavyweight. And Najee Lopez keeps his 10-0, 8 knockouts. Good knockout rate. What is that like? Right around 80, something like that. And Escudero, that was his third loss. 14-3, 12 knockouts. I thought it was going to be a stoppage because both of them had good knockout rates, and they were both coming off 3rd round knockouts in the fight before that. So I thought for sure that one wasn't going the distance. Yeah. If it was going to be a stoppage, I just knew it was going to be that one. But it went the distance. It turned out to be a good fight. And Najee Lopez is a stablemate of Edgar Berlangas, by the way. Y'all probably say so. Who is Edgar Berlangas? But that's FYI. He's a stablemate of Edgar Berlangas. Najee, yeah. Then the next fight, these names. Then Bernabat, I guess. Versus Muhammad Soma Oro. That's close enough. I even heard him say it and still can't get it done. But Erdnabat won a unanimous decision. Okay. Now Sona Oro, he mixed it up pretty good, but he was just outclassed. Yeah. And that was kind of wide. 79, 73, 80, 72 on 2. And that was right. Those scores were right because Erdnabat was pulling in most of those rounds. I agree with that. And Erdnabat is a former 2-time Olympian. Yeah. And this was also at lightweight. Erdnabat is 9-0. And the other guy, Soma Oro, drops to, that was just his third loss, drops to 11-3. But all these guys are good up-and-coming fighters, you know. And Showbox have good matchmakers, okay? You don't get on there and see fights where you know who's going to win and all that kind of nonsense. See good competitive fights on there every time, man. Every time. Yeah. The commentary is good. Yeah. They'll probably pick it up eventually and give us more fights, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, Showbox is a good thing, man. Good thing. And so we're going to be in the junior featherweight, super bantamweight, 122 division today. Okay? And look into the past. Junior featherweight / super bantamweight, 122. Okay? That's what we're doing. On Cast Sports, the Boxtorian. Thursday, February 29th, leap year. Leap year comes every presidential election year. Yep. Some people are having their first birthday in 4 years. But most people celebrate it on February 28th. Yeah. But really, they have a birthday every 4 years. Like the guy I went to school with, I told you, he's 16 years old today. Mm-hmm. Graduated in the 70s. Ain't that something? Okay. Okay, take a drink of water before I get started here. Everybody ready for the contest next week? Who will win? Lonnie Lee in the building. Lonnie Lee, hashtag JBT. Off work and here with us. How was your day, Lonnie? Was it okay? Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Lonnie Lee, Joey Finks, Remo, Al Booger, Mike Mason, Miss Cass, and Showtime, the guy passed from St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis in the building with us. In the JBT community. Just boxing talk, that's all. That's all. Always looking for others to join us. Only one requirement. You just have to love to talk boxing. That's the only requirement. That's all. Okay. Now, junior featherweight, also known as super bantamweight, right? There's a weight class between from 118 up to 122, okay? Above 118, or you can go up to 122. Now, like I always say, that's just for the weigh-in. Now, the next day when the fight starts, you can be whatever you can put back on. That's just how they have it. They need to address that, okay? Now, the IBF championship fights have a 10-pound rehydration clause, or if it's in your contract or any of the others, but other than that, you weigh in 122 and be 150 when you fight. They okay with that. That needs to be addressed. And what I said is weigh in and then go get in the ring and fight. Have the scale right there in the dressing room. Step on it, do your ring walk, and then fight. You fight at whatever, however many pounds you can put on going down that aisle in the ring wall. That's what you fight at. Now, Devin, if you can put on 25 pounds on the way to the ring on the ring wall, then you can fight at 165. Okay. Okay. Now, there were attempts by boxing promoters to establish this weight class, but few sanctioning organizations or state athletic commissions would recognize it. Early. Jack Wolf won recognition as champion when he beat Joe Lynch at Madison Square on September 21st, 1922. But afterwards, the weight class just fell apart. Didn't come back around till the 70s, okay? After that one fight. Because none of the sanctioning bodies or state athletic commissions just for some reason didn't recognize 122. They had other weight classes down around that, around those lower weights, but for some reason, I don't know what the reason was. But in the 1970s, it was revived, okay? And the first title fight in 54 years took place in 1976 when the WBC recognized Rigoberto Riasco as the champion when he beat Warren Nakayama. I just said his last name, Nakayama, in 8 rounds. Stopped him in 8 rounds. Okay. So now, once the WBO revived it, then they all fall in line after that. WBA came on board in 1977. Soo Hwan Hong knocked out Hector Carrasquilla in 3 rounds to win the inaugural WBA strap. Okay. Then in 1983, you see the International Boxing Federation I think it was 82 when they were formed. I knew it wasn't in the 70s. In 83, they sanctioned the fight between Bobby Berner and Seong Insa for its first time. Okay, Berner won 11th round stoppage. So Bobby Berner was the IBF. And of course, the WBO, I think they came in the late 80s. They didn't say who their first champion was. But some notable fighters that held championships at 122 have been Wayne McCullough, Guillermo Rigondeaux, Scott Quigg, Wilfredo Gomez, Lupe Pintor, Jeff Finnick, Fabrice Benatal. You will see some of these guys profiled today, by the way. BN Boxing News in the building. Salute BN Boxing News. How are you today, sir? Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Boxtorian. Okay? Salute to BN Boxing News. By your channel. We all subscribe to him. Anybody that ain't, get over there and get that done. Get the paperwork done, please. Thank you. Okay, now, still talking about some of the champions that came through that division. I think I was on Lupe Pintor, Jeff Finnick, Fabrice Benatal, that's where I was at. Daniel Zaragoza, he gets profiled. Kennedy McKinney, yeah, talk about him today. Eric Morales, talk about him today. Naoya Inoue came through there. Not his time yet. Marco Antonio Barrera, Manny Pacquiao. Well, every division I talk about, Manny Pacquiao's been through, especially now that we're going on down. Okay. Manny been in all of them. Rafael Marquez, Leo Santa Cruz. Oh, Leo. Where is Leo? Did Leo retire anybody? I haven't heard nothing from Leo in quite a while. Israel Vasquez. And Wilfredo Gomez holds the record for longest title reign, 5 years and 10 months, almost 6 years. I was supposed to say 6 years, 5 years and 10 months, rounded off to 6. So I'll just say 6 years. Wilfredo Gomez has the longest reign as champion at 122, 6 years. Now, December 26, 2023, the monster, Naoya Inoue, became the first and only ever undisputed champion at 122, super middleweight, super bantamweight / junior featherweight. Naoya Inoue, the monster. Now, when Cool Boy had the belts all that time, They didn't want an undisputed, but for some reason, when Monster got him, his first fight was for undisputed. I don't know. That's boxing for you. So current champion, yeah, nail you in a way. We took care of that. I always like to do the current champion and current rankings. Now this is as of January 2024, because all the sanctioning bodies, Box Rec, Ring, they all update their rankings at different times, and I think Ring does theirs at the end of the month, so they probably have a new one coming out like next week. This was like from the end of January here, so that's up to date. So, because I always use Ring, might as well keep on using it. It's owned by Oscar De La Hoya, but I'm not gonna hold that against him. Okay. Well, of course, the champion is Naoya Inoue. Ranked number 1 is Stephen Fulton. Number 2 is Marlon Tapales. Makes sense. Those are two guys that Monster took the belts from, so they still 1 and 2. 3, Murahan Akhmadaliev, or something like that. 4, you know what I'm talking about. Sam Goodman. 5, Louis Neary. And for what I'm hearing is, he's going to be the Monster's next victim. I mean, the next opponent, Louis Neary. Yeah, that little birdie that be flying around telling people stuff told me that. Yeah. But we'll see how true it is. That's just what I heard. Louis Neary. Ranked at number 6 is Reese Aline. Number 7, here we go again. Azat Kafhanishan. 8 is Elijah Pierce. 9 is TJ Doheny. 10 is Liam Davis. Why can't everybody have names like that? Liam Davis. I'm good at them. Liam Davis. Yes. Stephen Fulton. Sam Goodman. Why can't everybody have a name like that? Well, you got to have these Murahan Akhmadalievs. One reason I say it's kind of right is I heard it enough. Okay. Those are the rankings, though. Yeah, now, before I do the 10 people, I want to go with something, a little interesting thing about 122. Okay. Anybody? Oh, Mike Rhyme is in the building. What's up, Mike Rhyme? Salute to Mike Rhyme, everybody in the building. Welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Boxtorian. Mike Ryan. We're doing the what are we doing? Super Bantamweight today. Yeah, 122. 122 division. The one that Monster just conquered. Running the show over there, got everything, all the hardware at 122. Now, between April 1975 and February 1980, boxing underwent a major expansion as it added 3 new weight classes. Okay, excuse me. Junior featherweight. They had a junior featherweight was 108. Junior bantamweight 115, and they added cruiserweight. All between those 5 years, 75 and 80. Plus, they revived the 122. Okay, super bantamweight division. Remember, I was just telling you, I went out in 1921 after just one fight. It was revived in 1970. It was 1976 they revived it. Okay, so yeah, 4th division. That was the 4th division that they started. Well, they started 3 and revived this. Okay, because it was, like I was saying, it was originally launched in 1922. I said 21. 22. It survived only 11 months and 2 fights before it faded back then. Okay. But the real history began in April 1976 when it was revived. Now, remember that first fight was Rigoberto Riasco stopped Nakayama in Panama City to claim the WBC title. Now, since then, it can be argued that 122, whether you call it junior featherweight or super bantamweight, has boasted the richest history, since 76. Now, for instance, Riasco's split decision over Dong Hyun Young in August 1976 is one of the most controversial fights, yet forgotten scandals. According to Harry Mullins' The Great Book of Boxing, Young appeared to clearly win the fight, but the decision was changed twice, probably making Riasco the winner. Because the crowd went wild when they announced the decision first, and the referee went to the dressing room and came back and changed it, right? Then once he got back home safely in California, he changed it back to what it originally was. Yeah. But yeah. And you know, after that fight, it was followed by a string of sensational matchups, man. Listen to this. Who's who of that division back in Wilfredo Gomez versus Lupe Pintor, Leo Cruz versus Sergio Palma, 2, Lupe Pintor versus Juan Kid Mesa, Suhan Hong versus Hector Carrasquilla, the beginning of the Marco Antonio Barrera, Eric Morales wars, and the trilogy of 122 title fights between Israel Vasquez and Rafael Marquez, just to name a few of the great matchups in the division around that time. Now, the roster of 122-pound champions ran very deep back then, and this list of 10 former fighters that campaigned there will help to prove that point. Plus, right now, currently in 2024, this division is one of only 2 divisions in the entire men's professional boxing that sport undisputed champions. Remember that, and 168 Canelo. That's it. I can't think of no more undisputed champions on the men's side. That was it. Monster and Canelo, right? That's it. The women got a couple. Katie Taylor and the group, I think Amanda Serrano dropped her WBC because they wouldn't give her those. She said she's not fighting no more 10-round championship fights. But she dropped the WBC. And the WBA, the IBF, and the WBO are sanctioning this fight, sir. The 12 rounds. Yeah. You know, Amanda said, you know, she ain't doing it. The men get 12, you know. He doing the same thing, climbing up there between them ropes, putting hands on people. She said, why can't she get 12? And I agree with her. 100% agree. And more women start dropping that green belt, the WBC belt, the green one, or whatever it is. More people start dropping it, they'll get on board with them sanctioning fees slow down. You know, that's what it's all about anyway. One of them, I can't remember which sanctioning body it is, that started a new weight, Bridger weight, just for more sanctioning fees. They'd have moved heavyweight up to, the cruiserweight did stop at 200, right? Well, it still does. They'd have moved heavyweight to, think, 225. Now they got Bridger weight from 200 to 225. More champions, more sanctioning fees. It's ridiculous. Because, like I told you before, there's 17 divisions in men's and women's boxing, and at last count, this was last year, probably more than that, there was 80-something men's champions and 60-some women's champions, right? Right around 150 for 34 weight division, 150 champions. Isn't that ridiculous? But the key thing is, all 150 of those champions is paying somebody sanctioning fees when they fight because they got that term champion behind their name. That means sanctioning fees. That's all it boils down to, is money. To the point where they started a new division. That's crazy, man. We didn't need no more divisions and champions. I mean, 80-something already, 60 in the women's. What you need more for? It's watered down enough. That's why the sport is so watered down now. It's just too many champions. People that don't even deserve to be nowhere near a championship is calling themselves champion. But real champions don't carry that interim and secondary nonsense. No. You carry the main belt from the WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO. That little regular and secondary and interim, no, that don't mean anything. You're not a champion. No. Not to me. Okay. Let's start talking about these guys a little bit. Time is it anyway? Almost 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock. It's crazy how time flies, isn't it? But everybody okay today? Okay, I gotta have my AC. Okay, give me 4 minutes. I gotta locate my ink. Oh, there it is. Oh, that is it. Here it is. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, Thursday afternoon. We don't have no fights this Friday, but we'll be back next week. We have AJ and Riggin. No, Nagano next Friday. I'm going with AJ. I think Remo got Nagano stopping it. It will be a close show that Sunday afterwards. Next Sunday. In the hangout. Yep. Okay. Now, let me set up my presentation. I always forget that. Okay. Bear with me for a minute. Okay. The presentation will be in brand. I keep forgetting to put my ring up there since I've been doing that. There it is. That's what I was talking about, my ring in the background. But it's got to go now. The black background looks better with my pictures. Once you start doing stuff, you realize how easy it was and wonder why you were scared to do it in the first place. Yeah, that ain't nothing. I didn't need my 7-year-old granddaughter to show me this. I could have figured this out myself. Yeah. But first off is Wilfredo Gomez. Okay. The first profile lead. Okay. Yeah. Comment could come off of there too. Y'all have seen that. There we go. I had to talk my way through it though. Wilfredo Gomez. Okay. From Puerto Rico. He fought Salvador Sanchez in what many historians and some box historians, I might be the only box historian, I don't know, think was the official start of the Puerto Rican-Mexican rivalry back in 1981, somewhere around in there. Of course, Salvador Sanchez had a fatal car accident like a year or so after that fight. Salvador Sanchez won the fight, by the way, but that's Wilfredo Gomez right there. Okay. Wilfredo Gomez fought from 1974 to 1990, 16-year career. Finished with a record of 44 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 42 by knockout. Nice knockout rate. 42 knockouts and 44 wins. Is that true? Wilfredo Gomez, yeah, Puerto Rico. Okay. Now, this is not like a 10 best, like 1 to 10, but if it was, Wilfredo Gomez would still be the first one, still be number 1. Okay, no doubt. Because I did a list of Al Burger gave me this idea of the 10 best from different regions, like 10 best Puerto Rican fighters, 10 best Mexicans, Americans, Europeans, that type, Philippines. And Wilfredo Gomez was my number 1 Puerto Rican fighter. And if I was doing a 10 best at this weight, super bantamweight, Wilfredo Gomez would be number 1. Okay. That's him on the thumbnail, because that's the same picture right there. Old school must be working today. There's Aunt McQueen in the building. Salute to Aunt McQueen. All right. Everybody coming on in. Haven't seen the mayor of YouTube boxing for a couple of days. Well, they hit him up on the got a little texting line. Okay. Yeah, Wilfredo would be number 1 if this was the best 1 to 10, no doubt. Okay. And he would be one of the easiest ones if you're going through divisions doing number ones. For this division, Wilfredo would be one of the easiest ones to decide on. Yeah, at super bantamweight. Okay, there's only a couple that would be that clear, but kind of like Holyfield at cruiserweight, or Sugar Ray Robinson at welterweight, or Willie Pep at featherweight. Gomez would be one of them obvious choices at this weight, like they would be at their weights, super bantamweight. He was world champion at 20 years old. Okay, knocked out Don Kim Young. And at the time he knocked him out, Kim Young had only lost twice in 58 fights. It had never been stopped. Wilfredo came in there at 20 years old and stopped him. Okay? Guy had 2 losses in 60 fights that had never been stopped. But 20-year-old Wilfredo stopped him. Yes, he did. Defended it 5 times. Then he fought preeminent bantamweight champion Carlos Zarate. At the time he fought with Zarate was 52-0. Gomez stopped him in 5 rounds. See what I'm talking about? About the obvious number one here? Man was 52-0. Preeminent champion. Gomez stopped him in 5 rounds. Okay. And remember, I told you earlier he holds the record at this weight for paddle defense. Okay. I mean, years. It was 6 years. 6 years. Okay. For the longest tenure at super bantamweight was 5 years and 10 months. I rounded it off to 6 years. Okay. Now he lost his first fight when I was just talking about in 1981. I had the year right. To Salvador Sanchez, right? But he went up to featherweight for that, 126. Salvador had to come down to 122. This weight result probably would have been different. But he went up to Salvador's weight. But then he came back down. But everybody wanted that fight around that time, so Wilfredo went up. It was easier for him to go up than for Salvador to come down. I see it, And Salvador got him. Salvador stopped him in 8 rounds. That was his first loss. And put an asterisk by it because he wasn't in his division. Okay, he went up. But he came back down to 122 and continued his reign. Came back and picked up right where he left off at. Came back and picked up right where he left off at. He killed Moses. Lupe Pintor, that was a bad boy. Lupe killed somebody in the ring one time. Lupe Pintor. That was a slugfest between him and Lupe. You want to watch a good fight from the 80s? Wilfredo Gomez versus Lupe Pintor. Classic. Okay. Slugfest for the ages. But then he went on, eventually he won titles at 126 and 130. 126, remember Salvador had that fatal accident. He was gone by the time Wilfredo went up there and got the title. After a few fights, he might have beat Salvador anyway, but that was his first. He went up there to fight him, remember? So, but once he went up and got acclimated to the division, he might have been able to handle Salvador. We'll never know because, it's a lot of what ifs if Salvador Sanchez had that accident like that at that time, like Willie Pep being the best ever featherweight. Salvador was only 23. If he would have been around, I don't know about Willie Pep. If Salvador would have had a complete career, I don't know about Willie Pep being the best ever featherweight. That would be a good dream fight, Salvador Sanchez and Willie Pep. I was getting ready to say they never fought, but Pep fought like in the 40s. Salvador fought in the 80s, so yeah. Dream fight. Yeah. But Wilfredo went on to win titles at 126 and 130. But junior featherweight is where he was legendary at, okay? 17 title defenses total between the time he went up and came back down. 17 knockout wins. Okay. Don't get no more dominant than that, does it? Wilfredo Gomez. Okay. Next up is doesn't get any more dominant than that, man. 17 title defenses, 17 stoppages. That's greatest type stuff there. Letting everybody know I'm the man here. Okay. You're not even gonna go the distance with me. None of you. Next is Eric Morales. Okay. There's Eric. Eric Morales. He had those classic battles with Marco. Yeah. Marco Antonio Barrera. Now Eric went from 1983 to 2002. No, excuse me, 1993 to 2012. 19 years. Okay. Compiled a record of 52 wins, 9 losses, 36 knockouts. Eric was from Mexico. Okay? Mexico. Eric Morales. All right. Now, by the time he left 122, this division in the year 2000, never lost a fight there. He was 36-0 at super bantamweight. Okay. But of course, that was after Wilfredo. Wilfredo had retired, or he definitely wouldn't have been no 36-0. Okay. That was after Wilfredo. But he was 36-0 there. And you can't say that, you never know. It's boxing. And when he was leaving 122, at that point, he was considered one of the best boxers in the world. Not too many years back, everybody remember Eric because he just retired in 2012. Just a little over 10 years ago, right? And he was big at junior featherweight, right? And he was special. Had a wispy frame. He was a warrior, man. At 19 years old, he beat Hector Sanchez. That's when he got his title shot against Daniel Zaragoza, who's on this list. Now, it wasn't easy, but he stopped Zaragoza in 11 rounds. That's when he got his first championship, WBC. Okay. Yeah. That's when Eric got his first title. Stopped Daniel Zaragoza in 11 rounds. He had 7 defenses, all knockouts. 7 defenses, all knockouts. Okay. Beat Junior Jones twice. Then he went the distance against Wayne McCullough. After that, that's when the wars with Barrera started. Okay. First one, people still arguing about who won it. Him and Barrera. But they had 3 wars, classics. You can watch any of them. Okay. Eric Morales. The next profile will be Daniel Zaragoza. Daniel Zaragoza. Yeah, that's him. That's Daniel. Wait a minute. I think. Yeah. See the partially his name on the front of his trunk, so yeah, that's Daniel. With the receding hairline. Well, kind of receding, yeah. Daniel Zaragoza. Okay. Daniel had a 17-year career from 1980 to 1997. He had 66 fights. He won 55, lost 8, 3 draws, 28 knockouts. And Daniel was also from Mexico. Okay. Also from Mexico. Everybody smashing on the appreciation. Yeah, I reckon. Now, Daniel won the title. His first title was at Bantamweight. But he didn't keep it long. He moved up to 122. That's where he did most of his damage at. Up like top 5 or champion for the next dozen years. Lost to Jeff Bennett, Hall of Famer, early in his junior featherweight career. That's when he found his stride. Put together some nice wins. And then he went up against Carlos Durante for the vacant belt. Now he lost that one. 10th round. Durante stopped him in the 10th round. Then he had a draw against the tough Korean fighter, Zhang Hoon Lee. I remember him. That's when he had his trilogy with Paul Banks. He won the rubber match in 1991. Along the way, beat some tough cookies. Valerio Nadi, Frankie Duarte, Sean Young Park, and Kiyoshi Hitanaka. Now he lost the belt to Tracy Harris Patterson in 93. Then he had a draw with Hector Sanchez in 95. But in the rematch later that year, he beat him. Reclaimed the WBC belt. Fought all the way up till he was in his 40s. Daniel Zaragoza. And he kind of like passed the torch to Eric Morales at the end of his career. You know, Daniel was going out, went out in 97. Eric had came in 93. Okay, Eric kind of took over the division after Daniel went out. Next up is Israel Vasquez. Okay, one moment. Momento, please. Okay, here we go. There we go. Where's the cursor? Okay, I'm back. Now, who did I say that was? Israel Vasquez? Yeah. Yeah, Israel Vasquez. Now, Israel Vasquez, okay, he had a 15-year career. Wait a minute. 15-year career, yeah, 1995 to 2010. I hadn't read my notes for. I had it 1995 to 2000, right? It should be 2010. 2010. Okay. Israel also Mexican. Okay. You know, we're getting down toward the lower weight classes, you know. Don't see a whole lot of Americans down this way. Okay. Still to this day, you don't really. Not many at all. Okay. South Americans, Asians, yeah. As you can see, I'm on number 5, and I'm already on the 4th Mexican on the list. Okay, Israel Vasquez is also from Mexico. Okay. His nickname was El Magnifico. El Magnifico. He was one of the more exciting fighters in his generation. Fought for a while before he got his title shot. It was like 2002 before he got his first title shot. And he won it with a 12th round TKO over Oscar Larios. No, he beat Oscar Larios to get the title shot. Then to win the title, he knocked out Jose Luis Balbuena with a vacant IBF strap. Okay. Made a few defenses. Johnny Gonzalez. Beat Larios again, just a few of the names. And he had a trilogy with Rafael Marquez, classic. Lost the first one. Got stopped. And he won the last two out of three to take this trilogy, 2 out of 3. And those wins kind of cemented his legacy. Those 2 wins over Marquez, Rafael Marquez, kind of cemented his legacy. Israel Vasquez. Number 5 is Wilfredo Vasquez. Wilfredo Wilfredo was from Puerto Rico, okay? And he had a 19-year career from 1981 to 2002. 67 fights, 156, lost 9, 2 draws, 41 knockouts. Okay, Wilfredo Vasquez. Time flies. Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, I thought that was 323. Oh, good time. Talking about Wilfredo Vasquez, 1981 to 2002. 3-division champion, but he did his best work right here. Super Bantamweight. Had an impressive resume down here. You know, he had an up and down title run at 118. Found his stride at 122. Now, it didn't go well right away. His first fight at 122, he got knocked out in the first round by Israel Contreras. And then when he went up against Raul Perez, who was at the time was not 49-2. Okay. To win the title, WBA title. He held it for 3 years. He beat Theory Jacob twice by knockout. And he was the traveling champion. He beat the best that Europe and Asia could offer. His best win at that time came against Hall of Famer Orlando Canizales. New York heard of Orlando. Orlando was a long reigning champion who hadn't lost in a whole decade before Wilfredo beat him. Yep. Wilfredo Vasquez. Next up is Buyani Bungu. Okay. Now, where is he from? South Africa. You can tell by his name. Buyani Bungu. Okay. There you are, Buyani. There's Buyani. There's old Buyani. Oh, that's not Buyani. There's Buyani right there. Okay. Everybody okay this Thursday afternoon now? Oh, y'all talked about the fights last night. Okay. Yeah, Ronnie Shields was Ronnie Shields had Paldo, right? Yeah, I just didn't understand. Was that the one where I think that was not where the one judge had, it was a draw and one judge gave the guy 1 round. I don't think that was that fight there. That just had me baffled. It just had me baffled. How can 2 judges watch the same fight so differently? I gotta know. Excuse me for a minute. Yeah. That was Yeah. No, that was Najee Lopez and Marcos Escudero. Yeah, that was a majority decision. Yeah. 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 One judge had it a draw. One had it 97-93, and one had it 99-91. Right. Yeah, that was the one. Okay. But now back to oh, Yanni Bungu. Okay. Now he had an 18-year career. Went from 1987 all the way to 2005. Nice long career. Okay. And in that time, he fought 44 fights. He won 39, lost 5. He had 19 KOs, of course, from South Africa. He was considered a just good, average fighter, but he shocked the world when he beat Kennedy McKinney for the IBF title. That was around the time McKinney was starting to appear on pound for pound lists, right? And Yanni Bungu went in there and beat him. Okay? Took the title from McKinney, who's on this list. But Bungu proved it wasn't no fluke. He made 13 successful title defenses, okay? So he showed when he beat the pound for pound Kennedy McKinney, it wasn't no fluke. He made 13 defenses. And the only way he didn't lose the title, he gave it up. He vacated it to move up to 126, okay? So he never lost his title in the ring. And among his defenses were ex-champ Jesus Salud. And get this, he beat McKinney in a rematch. He didn't rematch him immediately, but eventually he did, and he beat him again, okay? Danny Romero, remember him? Yeah. Yeah. Right, yeah. Yanni surprised a lot of people, man. Everybody just thought he was average, just a good fighter. But when he took that belt from Kennedy McKinney, of course, everybody thought it was a fluke. That he made 13 successful title defenses, beating the top of the division, including McKinney again. Yanni Bungu. Okay, why he's on here. Proved himself thoroughly. And number 7 is Kennedy McKinney. Okay. He was a pound for pound guy back then, around that time. Kennedy McKinney. He fought from 1989 to 2003, 14 years. Had 43 fights. 36 wins, 6 losses, 1 draw, 19 by knockout. Always checking to see if anybody came in. Kennedy McKinney, right? Okay. Yeah, 1989, 2003. Now, Kennedy is from Mississippi, USA, Mississippi. Now, he got a gold medal in 1988. What was that, Seoul? Yeah, Seoul. Yeah, he's a gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist. Yeah, so that was when it was almost shocking when Yanni grabbed that belt from him. But like I say, with Yanni, Puda was no fluke. He made 13 successful defenses, including beating Kennedy again. The Kennedy was a tough guy too. Had some nice wins against Max Gomez, Jerome Coffey. He was considered pound for pound. Kind of faded a little after Yanni got that shocking win over him, you know. He had the USBA title before, United States Boxing Association title. I don't even know if that's still around. That set him up for a shot at a major title, okay? McKinney stopped him in the 11th round. Went up against 26-0 Richard Durant, Buddy Zavala, and Jesus Salud. And that's when he dropped the belt to Yanni Bungu. Okay. And Then he lost the 12th round knockout against Marco Antonio Barrera. Yeah. Kind of lost his footing a little after that loss to Bangu, Went back, got the rematch, but lost that too. But still a good fighter. Former champion, Olympic gold medalist, Kennedy McKinney, But that loss to Bangu kind of like that. It was kind of like a mental thing, How you have all those expectations, pound for pound guy, former gold medalist, and the underdog come up there and knock you off, man. It happens. Kennedy McKinney. At number 8 is number 8 already yet. Toshiaki Nishiyaka. Toshiaki Nishiyaka. I should be able to find him easy. Person. I don't know where I'm at. Oh, there I am. There's Toshiaki. Right there. Yeah. Toshiaki Nishiyaka. That's who that is. Now, Toshiaki from Japan, 18-year career, 1994 to 2012. He had 47 total fights. He won 39, lost 5 of them. He had 3 draws, and he had 24 knockouts. Okay. Toshiaki Nishiyaka. And yeah, Amanda Serrano, press conference today for the fight Saturday. Yeah. Now Toshiaki. He had a long winning streak, lasted almost a decade, right? Was a fixture on the 126 scene. Well, first he started at 118. Okay. Couldn't get the title there. But he won the 2008. He got the WBC belt from Sora Rungvisai. Went to Mexico and faced Johnny Gonzalez. Gonzalez had him down early. He got up and stopped Gonzalez in 3 rounds. And he fought quality competition, okay? Had a great resume. Toshiaki Nishiyaka had a great resume. Check it out. One of them Oscar-type resumes. And he made 6 title defenses, 5. All 6 of them was dominant. Like the 3-round stoppage of Johnny Gonzalez. 6 dominant defenses. His last one came against Rafael Marquez. Okay. He was an exciting presence in the junior featherweight class. Toshiaki Nishiyaka. Next is Jeff Finnick, Australian guy. Jeff from Australia, yeah. Let me come down a little bit. Remember, the contest is next week too. The Cast Sports, inaugural Cast Sports history contest. I guess that's the name of it. 20 questions. Got to be a winner. Tied up to 20, I got 5 bonus questions. Yeah, that's Jeff Finnick right there. Okay. Tied up to 20, I have 5 bonus questions. Tabby Ryan Part 2. Was this press conference, Remo? I don't know too much about the lady she's fighting. Not much at all. Nope. But this is Jeff Finnick. I believe he's from Australia. Yeah. Now he fought for 24 years, nice long career, from 1984 to 2008. But in those 24 years, he only had 33 fights. Wow. 29 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 21 knockouts. Okay, Jeff Finnick. Okay, get over there. Yeah, Jeff Finnick from Australia. Okay, Remo, hashtag Let's Talk Fashion, hashtag JBT says, is the Deb and Ryan part 2. Wow. What's up with these press conferences lately? I haven't been watching them. Because I was doing the show when Deb and Ryan came on the other day, and then where Remo and D for the Win was talking, I said, hey, I was going to watch it later, but I'm like, ain't no use me watching that. Yeah, so I never saw it. But you can always watch them, you know. This day of the social media, you can watch anything, anytime. Jeff Finnick, okay. They won world titles in 3 divisions, okay. Now he retroactively won a 4th weight division title, WBC Super Featherweight title in 1991, after the WBC recounted his first fight against Azuma Nelson, which had been a controversial draw. But the WBC later changed it and gave it to Finnick. So he had titles in 4 weight divisions, okay? Now he had a short amateur career, but he did represent Australia in the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles. Didn't get a medal, but he was there. Turned pro after the Olympics in 1984, okay, after his Olympic appearance. Won his first fight by a 2nd round knockout over Bobby Williams. Moved up the pro ranks quickly, okay. He got the #1 ranking by the IBF among bantamweights 118 after just 6 pro fights. After just 6 pro fights, he was the #1 ranked guy in the bantamweight division. Well, that's fast. 1 p.m. PST, okay. Oh, okay, that's 4 o'clock here, right there. Okay. Yeah, it's not even on yet. Okay. I thought it was today, though, yeah, because they fight Saturday. Now, Jeff became the 8th fastest boxer to fight for a world title at that time, after when he challenged Satoshi Shingashi, okay, for the IBF bantamweight title. In only his 7th fight, okay? Got a title shot in his 7th fight. I don't know if he still holds that position as 8th fastest, but at that time he was. He got a title shot in his 7th fight. And he won. That made him the 3rd fastest boxer to become a world champion at that time, behind Sensak, Luan Shuring, and Leon Spinks, okay? Because he knocked out Shingaki in 9 rounds. So that made him the 3rd fastest boxer to win a championship. Like I said, I don't know if that still holds now, but that was at that time, okay? Late 80s, early 90s, around in that time frame. Now he went on to win titles at super bantamweight, that we're talking about today, featherweight, and super featherweight to become that 4 division champion during his career. Now he was saddled with brittle hands throughout his career, right? Which caused him a lot of pain. He had an operation on after he retired. And Finnick was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2002. Yeah, Jeff Finnick, Hall of Famer. Jeff Finnick, that is. Okay. And last but not least, right at 2:30, good time. Put the link in there after this again. It's like 3 days straight. Okay. Sorry for all this noise. I got notes here. I can't memorize all this stuff. I ain't that good. Okay. Last but not least is Sergio Palmer. 14-year career from 1976 to 1990. Okay. He had 62 fights. He won 52, lost 5, had 5 draws with 20 knockouts. Did I say he was from Argentina? Sergio Palmer? Yeah, Argentine fighter. Like who? Marcos Madonna. Is he from Argentina, I think? Yeah. But Sergio is from Argentina. Okay. And Sergio, yeah, 14-year career. Now he made his professional boxing debut on January 15th, 1976. Fought for his first world title in 1979 when he faced Ricardo Cardona. But he came up just short, losing a close decision. But he did not waste his next opportunity. He got another shot against Leo Randolph the following year, and he stopped Randolph in the 5th round to become the WBA Super Bantamweight champion. Okay. Then he had a rematch, okay, with he fought Cruz again. He had fought him earlier. He beat Leo Randolph. Wait a minute. Yeah, for the title. Then he got beat by Cruz 2 years later. Okay. And he only fought 6 more times over the next 8 years. He retired in 1990. Sergio Palmer. Okay. I'm getting ready to put the link in. Okay, because it went through the profiles fast today. But everybody okay this Thursday afternoon? Heading for the weekend. Heading for the weekend. I think that was the song by the Four Tops. Okay. Anybody want to come chop it up or chop it down? We got a half hour today. Yeah, okay. The press conference is at 4. Okay. So that's 4 here, 1 p.m. on the west. Okay, let me get my back to where I want to be at. Oh, I didn't even put Sergio Palmer in there. I'm sorry. There's Sergio. Okay. Sorry, Sergio. I didn't even put him in there when I was talking about. There's Sergio. Okay. Get a look. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I gotta get back. Oh, I can just leave Sergio up there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Get back to the comments section. Yeah, we got 2 cards Saturday. We got the biggie coming up next Friday. Ngannou and AJ. Yeah. Ngannou and AJ. Interesting fight. Very interesting. Right up on us. Let's show you how time fast is moving how fast time is moving, because I remember when they were just negotiating and talking about that fight. And now it's next week. It's next week. Unbelievable. The schedule is looking good though, because yeah, a lot of good fights coming up. Okay. Oh shit. A lot of good fights coming up. Got this phone down. I always do that. But yeah, I want to look at something. I think, when is that Loma and Cambosos? Isn't that in the near future? That should have been Maxie Priest. But they gave Maxie a good fight. Maxie got Williams or Pater because they know he deserved. They know he beat Cambosos. I think he did. Yeah, I really think he did. Okay, we got 2 more weeks before another pro box. But we had a good one last night. 3 good fights. I really thought that second fight, that was when I picked to not go the distance, because they were both had good knockout rates and both coming off a 3rd round stoppages. But it was a good fight. Very good fight. They all were. I enjoyed them. You're going to enjoy these fights Saturday. Okay. Talk about it. Let me put the link in first. I got the schedule right here. That's old. That's last Saturday that just went past. Yeah. Jake. Yeah, the other card is in New York, Verona, New York, right? Comatose versus Raymond Ford. Raymond is going for the title. Vacant WBA. Featherweight. That featherweight. Ooh, him and Choo Choo would be a good fight someday. Here comes the link, wouldn't it? Raymond Ford and Choo Choo. I never did make the connection. They in the same division too. Wow. That would be fire. Works. I don't know. Boxing is looking good. We whine sometimes about what ain't happening, what we want to happen, but we still, for the most part, getting a good fight. Getting the card. Getting the cards. But yeah, the contest is next week. I already got the questions. 4 sections. What do you think about 20 questions on promotional companies and sanctioning bodies? History questions, all history questions. And we got 5 questions on promotional companies / sanctioning bodies. 5 questions on the 4 Kings. Okay, I'm a 4 Kings expert, by the way. I think I am. Then we got 5 questions on the 20s to the 50s. Then the final 5 questions will be on the 60s through the 90s. I very rarely talk about stuff that happened in the 2000s, if you notice. That ain't history. That 20 years ago, that's not history to me. But yeah, up through the 60s through the 90s will be the final 5 questions. Got some bonus questions if it's tied at 20. When the Cash Sports Edge next Wednesday, we will have a winner. Okay. But one requirement, only to be fair, you have to have been in at least 10 of my lives. I don't want anybody just showing up for the first time and winning the prize. It's the nice prize. You have to have been in at least 10 lives. I write down every because I don't have that many people in here, so I write down who's been in here every day. I did a little roll call at the end. Everybody in here has been in damn near all of them. So, no problem with that. But then I just want to be fair about it, Right? Okay. HNY. Copy and paste. Right? Right there, copy and paste. And there it is. Whoops, there it is. Take that link to the bank. Bet the farm on it. I didn't want to hear no about the raw. Well, old school ain't in here no way. Wow. Just Do Boxing in the building. Wasn't paying attention. Salute to Just Do Boxing. You heard about the contest, haven't you? Just Do Boxing next week. 20 history questions. 1 winner. Nice prize. Given out. It's for a little fun. That's all. That's all. Everybody okay this Thursday? Just Do Boxing in the building. About 20 minutes, Just Do Boxing to be on the air. In his own building. The Voice. Right? Yep. Oh, I was looking at the schedule. Look what we got coming. Of course, we waiting on the Face of Boxing announcement. And Boots. And the vote for it when? July last year? But this is a pretty good card. Roberto Lopez is on it too. They only got 2 fights so far. And then, of course, from Saudi Arabia, good card. Zhilei Zhang and Joseph Parker. Parker riding high off of that Waldo victory. The Zhilei Zhang are going to bring him back down to earth. Ray Vargas and Nick Ball. I remember the title eliminated between Nick Ball and Isaac Dalby that Nick Ball won. They finally having that, because that was a long time ago. They finally having that fight for Vargas' WBC title. Yeah. Okay. Bantamweight versus Magomed Kurbanov. Super, super welterweight. Okay, they're going for one of Mel's old titles, making WBA. Okay. Does Mel have any titles anymore? Damn. Every time I turn around, somebody fighting for one of his old titles. Okay, there's Williams and Payday and Maxie Hughes. Okay. That's the following Saturday after that, the 16th. Yeah. Pretty good fight for Maxie. Let's see, beat Loma. Not Loma, Cambosos. Loma got the Cambosos fight. Yeah. All right. Good schedule, good schedule. I'm trying to find Loma and Cambosos. When is that? Oscar Valdez fights in March. Denise Estrada on the card. We're in good shape, y'all. Good, excellent shape. Okay, there's Keith Thurman and Tim Tszyu. March 30th, the last Saturday. O'Reilly and Pitbull. I'm looking forward to that card. Lara on it. And that's a pretty good card. Pandora. Oh, man. Yeah, Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu. Rolly and Pitbull. Lara versus Michael Zarafa. The Towering Inferno. That's his first fight since he lost, right? To Mendoza, I think. I don't remember the Inferno fighting since then. Wow, that is a good card. I like that. Zerto is back in there that same day in LA. We're in good shape, good shape. Richardson Hitchens. Look like Richardson is headlining the card. Wow. His first headliner. He's in a title eliminator. Diego Pacheco. Here's Big Baby. Big Baby, this is the longest since he breaks in between his fights, isn't it? What was up with him? He usually fights every other month, but this has been a long stretch for Big Baby this time. Wow. Hasn't it? Remember? Big Baby was always fighting. Yep. Okay, that's the one I wanted to see. Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall. That should have been way back then for Undisputed, man. They robbed Jack Catterall. That man will probably never ever get another fight for Undisputed in his life, man. That was bad. Josh was supposed to rematch him right away. Instead, he just started dropping belts. Sometimes you get in there with a guy and you know. So Josh must have known something. You know. Well, at that, well, he's getting back in there with him now. That's in April. From England. First Direct Arena. So we're in excellent shape. Excellent shape. Canelo to be announced. Cinco de Mayo. Okay, they got Boots and Cody Crowley already on the schedule, y'all. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Cody Crowley. Cinco de Mayo, co-main. All right. Co-main. So Boots, I can stop saying we're waiting for Boots now. Boots is on the schedule. Cody Crowley. 12 rounds for Boots' IBF title. Yeah, I knew it. Louis Neary, right? I had heard that. And anyway, the monster. May 6th. Monday. You know, Japan. Monster. Monday, of course. Now, his brother fought on Saturday last week. It was still 4:30 in the morning, though. And he also had a cousin. They have a cousin that fights, too. He lost. He was fighting for some kind of secondary title. I think he lost. Yeah. Here's Loma and Cambosos. Cambosos don't have a snowball's chance in hell. Loma gonna box circles around that boy, man. Worse than Devin did. Devin beat him with one hand. Loma probably beat him with his pinky finger. That should have been Maxie Hughes. But they already had the Loma and Cambosos set up. They should know better than to look ahead on some Cambosos. Come on, man. I thought Hughes won, you know. But there it is. Okay, Fury and Usyk is now May 18th. So we still getting that Undisputed. Okay. Beterbiev and Bivol is June. Oh, we are in great shape, y'all. Boxing fans, stop complaining. Talking to myself, I'm always complaining. But we're in great shape, man. Y'all hear them good fights? That's all they have on there up to June. And then I'm sure the face of boxing will be fit in there somewhere. Maybe the GOAT. So he's gonna fight before June. So we still got some big names to fit in there. Devin. Oh, Devin and Ryan. I didn't even see them. They're already on there. That was April something, right? Why they didn't have them on there? That's April something. April 20th, I believe. They don't even have it on the schedule. Why? Remember Coach Kenny always saying it ain't gonna happen. It ain't on the schedule. There's something fishy going on here, man. It's not on the schedule. No Devin and Ryan. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, the monsters at the Tokyo Dome. Louis Neary for undisputed in the division we just talked about today. Well, we'll finish up next week on the divisions because we only had like 6 more. We got Bantamweight, super flyweight, flyweight, junior flyweight, and minimum weight. 5 more. That's it. And I'm going to start doing again every Friday, profiling a former fighter like I used to do. I was doing every day. I'm going to do that once a week now. Picking out some former fighter and just doing a profile on his career and his life. Once a week, every Friday. We will look at an old fighter's career. Starting after probably next Friday because, 5 more Friday one. Yes, next Thursday we will end the going through the weight divisions because there's only 5 more, right? Let's see. Bantamweight, super flyweight, flyweight, junior flyweight, and minimum weight. 5 more. So next Thursday will be the last day. Then we're gonna start doing a profile once a week. Yeah. I got a nice show coming up once these weight classes end on fights that we didn't get. We thought we was gonna get. I got a list of or disappointing fights that disappointed us. I got like a list of like 15 of them that I went through, and we're gonna talk about those. That might be Friday. I might start the profile a week after on the fights that we didn't get. Yeah. Or disappointed us. Yeah. That's coming up. Okay, we're winding down to the end of another Cast Sports going in the history books. Okay, another good show. The Voice coming up in 10 minutes. Yeah, right behind me. That's what I'm warming you up for. Okay. And tomorrow will be Friday. And the Bantamweight division. A history of it, little short history of it, and a profile on 10 guys, former fighters that campaigned at bantamweight. Not just campaigned at bantamweight, but had good careers, noticeable accomplishments at the weight. Okay, I'm not just gonna pick somebody that didn't win a fight at bantamweight. You know what I mean? Just had notable accomplishments at the weight at some point in their career. And I appreciate everybody for stopping by today. Press conference at 4. I'm getting ready to watch that. Yeah. And some good fights for you to watch that was mentioned today. Like Wilfredo Gomez and Lupe Pintor. That's an excellent one. Of course, the trilogy between Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales. Wasn't that the one? Yeah. Eric Morales. Any 3 of them. If you got time, watch all 3 of them. And of course, the official beginning of the Mexican-Puerto Rican rivalry, Salvador Sanchez and Wilfredo Gomez. Of course, Wilfredo was actually campaigning at 122 at that time. He went up to 126 to challenge Salvador. So I put an asterisk by that. Then he went back down because he was running 122. And He eventually went to 126 and won the championship, but Salvador had his accident then, and you know, Salvador stopped Wilfredo when he came up with that one fight. But I think it would have been a better fight once Wilfredo had fought a few fights there and got acclimated to the division. You know what I mean? Yeah. But by that time, Salvador was gone, so we never got to see that. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that the historians say, and the box historians say that what if about Salvador Sanchez, one of them things. Because he was only 23 when he died in an accident. His whole career was right in front of him, man. Already a legendary champion at 23. So just think what he got, like 27, 28 in the prime years. But what if? That's just another one of what ifs, that we have in our sport. That's another one of them. But it would have been good. Which one is that? And Salvador and Wilfredo. Yeah, that was a good one. And then Wilfredo and Lupe Pintor was a good one too. And of course the trilogy, Morales and Barrera. Yeah. I'm coming up with some good fights as I go through these things. Yeah. I'm gonna get ready to watch this press conference and I'll be listening to the voice and watching the press conference at the same time. Yeah. But another Cat Sports is headed into the history books. Appreciate everybody. Again, we have people call out the people in the chat at the beginning when they have like 50 in there. I do mine at the end because there's only like one person in here at the beginning. So if I can find my book, here we go. Just Do Boxing, Ant McQueen, Mike Rhyme, BN Boxing News, Lonnie Lee, #JBT, Jury Faints, Remo, #Let's Talk Fashion, #JBT, Al Booger, Mike Rhyme. I said Jury Faints. I say it again, Jury Faints, Mike Rhyme, Miss Cass, #JBT, and Showtime the Guy Passed. Our friend from St. Louis, Missouri was in the building today. And remember, we're going to look at Bantamweight tomorrow. Some good fighters down there. I think we might look at Lupe Pintor in that one. Of course, we was talking about him, some guys he fought at super bantamweight, but we haven't profiled him yet, but he's coming up. I think he came from bantamweight to like featherweight, something like that. He actually had to kill the guy in the ring. I mean, he didn't kill him. The guy died. I rephrased that wrong. The guy he was fighting died. He didn't kill the guy. Like went in the ring, kill his. Guy died. He was fighting, went into a coma, and never came out of it. But he was a good champion down there. Them lower weight classes. That's what we getting into now. You'll hear me butchering a lot of names over the next few days. Okay. But I appreciate everybody once again helping out my growing channel. I'm going to get there one day. We're going to get there one day. This is Cat Sports. Everybody enjoy the rest of the afternoon. And I'm sure I will talk to y'all again today at Just Do, the Hangout, the Rise. Y'all haven't seen the last of me today. You can't get away from me that easy. I will see y'all later on today in one of the JBT chats, no doubt. But y'all was rid of old Cat Sports, didn't you? Nope. I will see y'all later. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon, though. Appreciate you. I'm out.